All right. Here we are. We are live. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully this is doing good over here. Yeah. Should we get right there? Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome towards my little life right here. Let's go. So, hot topic. Israel media and social networks published footage of mass surrender of Hamas terrorists. Now I can't show the video because it's quite well. There's nothing graphic about it. It's just YouTube rules, and they're not naked, but they're unaware. I'm not gonna do that. So it's on YouTube. No, not YouTube. It's on my Twitter. If you want to go check it out on my Twitter, you can go check that out. There's a video of that. Hamas is pretty much done. Gaza has been taken. However, there were early reports early this morning about a failed attack on a attempt to take out more Hamas terrorists, but everything can fail and everything can go the way it wasn't supposed to go. That's just how things go. Now, other things is there's been some things, but here you have it. The Biden administration has used emergency powers today to bypass congressional approval in order to allow the immediate sale of over 40,220 millimeter tank shells to Israel worth $106 million in transfer. It's part of a much bigger sale of military aid to Israel worth $500 million, which was announced by the U.S. on Friday and will be approved in individual parts. But however, the standstill of the Ukrainian aid is something that is, of course, troubling a lot of people lately. Yeah. I'm gonna go on the here you have it, Deep State. Check out the latest troop movement. I wasn't live yesterday. Usually you take that day off. Of course, I haven't really been live lately, but you get it. Smaller inclines along the border here. Nothing really to report. Looks like more of a restructure of troops. Small claim right there. Probably nothing really. Nothing really around here. As far as we understand, nothing has really. Okay, there was quite a big push by the Russians in the. What's this area called? This is the Rabatuni area, the Rabatuni in the Zaporizhzhia direction. A quite big push by the Russians here. We're seeing this all around here. Now, we're not sitting here being any pro-Russian here, but we do have to report the truth. And the truth is, the Russians are moving forward, and we're moving back to sort of a 2022 post where the Russians were making small inclines. What the Ukrainians need and what they will have to need, well, they're just going to have to figure it out, right? But I still think that the idea of F-16's can make a huge difference. F-16's are possibly coming to Ukraine very soon. There has been earlier plans. There's been later plans made for defense pacts against the United States, but that's part of their 2025 to 2027 to 2030 plan. As far as I understand, the Ukrainians plan to fighting for a while, at least they've already started planning sort of a later stage of fighting here. As far as I understand, I'm not really aware, but yeah, you get it. But we're seeing what we can see, of course. Israel naval vessel of the coast of Gaza Strip are currently shelling the city of Rafah within the southern Gaza near the border with Egypt. Oh, Jesus. That's reported 8 minutes ago. Nothing really confirmed there. Only defendant put it out, so probably okay. What's his name? James Jones, Alex Jones coming back to Twitter, I believe. The fucking idiot. Because apparently Elon Musk is so believing in free speech, even though he doesn't allow free speech, that he believes that free speech is letting Alex Jones, a fucking idiot, back on Twitter. But, you know, you have to look at the funny side of it. Jesus Christ. German fighter jets alerted just because of an unidentified plane on Saturday night. An unidentified plane was spotted in the skies over Germany without contacting air traffic controls that entered German airspace from Lithuania. 2 Eurofighter supersonic fighter jets of Luftwaffe Technical Squadron in Nuremberg and Danube were raised on alert. According to the military pilots, they approached the plane from Lithuania as close as possible and made eye contact with the pilot. The pilot explained that there have been a loss of communication. He had changed course at the fighters escort him to Polish airspace. Residents of Bavaria and Thuringia something, over which the aerial operation took place, called the police on masses reporting rumbling in the skies and shaking windows. One man even complained that the sudden noise had him caused to spill his beer. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god, he spilled his beer. That you don't do that to a Bavarian. You don't do that to a Bavarian. You don't let a Bavarian spill its fucking beer. That's when you have trouble, buddy. Yeah, you got trouble now, buddy. Jesus Christ. Situation zoomed in. Yeah. The Biden administration has approved the sale. I read that already. Ukraine's preparing deployments for 2024 that will force Russia to leave Crimea forever, Defense Minister Yurov says. The minister also said that Ukraine will soon receive f-16 fighter jets, while the transfer of other military aircraft is being discussed in the talks with the allies. As of the F-16s, our country is working on both infrastructure and technical equipment. At the same time, pilots and technical teams are intensively preparing, the minister said. So as far as I understand, and this is something that I've been saying for a while, so here you have it. Ukraine's preparing deployments for 2024 that will force, but I don't get it. 2024 will be glorious, no doubt allowed. Yeah, so 2024, right? To take Crimea. I believe it's going to be somewhat of a smaller D-Day landing. I believe that a possible D-Day landing having a beach hole on Crimea could force the Russians to try and reroute some forces that would have the upper forces collapse. It would certainly be it would be quite a spectacle, I would say, to see. Certainly will. Okay, trade unions of 4 EU countries call for a boycott of Polish carriers blocking the border. Trade bodies in Belgium, Austria, the Netherlands, and Italy have called of all EU companies to boycott Polish road haulers blocking the border with Ukraine. All right, fair enough. Yeah, so we should. We need to get a deal done. They need to get a deal done. They really do. There's been a balloon spotted in the sky over Taiwan earlier, some time ago here. As far as I understand, oh, here we have it. Here you have it. Take a look at it. So they call it a weather balloon. People also say it could be a spy balloon. Taiwanese defense minister said Friday it detected a Chinese balloon crossing the so-called median line, the bisect definitive strait separating the island from China. So, yeah. As far as I understand, it was in fact a spy balloon. Inside Paper actually has a good one on that. I retweeted on the Twitter. Go check it out. The 5th generation fighter, or so-called, is no longer apparently still a 5th generation fighter, as one spotted being fired. Well, as far as you understand, right? A Russian Su-57 just caught fire at Novorossiysk, Tonomakov, I don't know how to read that, airport in Russia. 10 commercial planes malfunctions in the last week in Russia, but if a Su-57 went down first, I might laugh forever. Yeah, and this is an Su-57 right here. Ocean, welcome. So that's an Su-57, the so-called 5th fighter jet, which 5th generation fighter jet. The only 5th generation fighter jet that the Russians have, and actually, it isn't even a 5th generation because it doesn't classify as a 5th generation. It's still 4th generation. It doesn't classify as 5th generation. Russia doesn't know how to build them. They're too expensive to build for the Russians. They've built them, but they crash and they're not reliable. For example 1, a crashed Su-57. It doesn't get much better than that. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get better than that. Well, there was a tax on a U.S. ship, and I didn't actually talk about that. I wouldn't want to risk to talk about that, but I really haven't gotten much of it. 4.5 generation. That's correct. Yeah, 4.5 generation, maybe. If you're pushing it, 4.5 generation. Yeah. Yeah. So, as far as I understand, the attacks that occurred on U.S. ships in the Persian, or I believe it was the Persian Gulf, or the Red Sea, I was not actually going around that. Well, it's a very bold move from whoever did it. We believe it was probably Iranian-backed militias, or the Houthis, as we like to call it, as a payback for the earlier re-raid. So the Houthis raided a ship. The U.S. came to aid it, took it back, arrested the terrorists, and some of them tried to flee in the boats. Well, the U.S. did what they're good at. They blew it up, or I don't know, but they did something. They definitely shot at it. They got them right, and so they're not happy about it. So of course they wanted to retaliate because, well, terrorists, they know nothing else as to think that this is how a terrorist mind works. Oh, they shoot us, we shoot back. Okay, good. Right? We bomb back. 2000 about a 1990s tech and cockpit, exactly. Actually, I'd argue I think the development of the Su-57 started in the 1990s. Su-57 start. But they haven't even done developing it completely yet. No, it started in 2020. So it started in 2001, right? Started in 2001. Has been developed since 2002, which is funny to say that they've been developed since 2022. Sorry, not 2022, 2002. But they haven't gotten a fleet yet. America has only been producing F-35 since I think 2018. And they've already made about 200 of them, or way more actually. They're supplying the whole Europe with them. You know, all the countries, India, I think Turkey, a lot of countries has ordered the Su-57s. They haven't received them yet. Why? Well, take a wild guess, because they haven't built a whole batch of them yet, and the Russians can't afford to give them away. Well, why? Well, because they fucking can't. You know? It's not hard to guess as to why they can't give them away. They simply don't have the capabilities to build them in such mass numbers that would be effective enough to sell them. Also, the prices would be skyrocketing high. You know, the thing about what people say the Russians have lower prices. Well, that's not true because, in fact, the Russians don't have lower prices. The Russians actually have higher prices because it takes them so long to produce. It is a costly effort compared to what the Americans can produce an F-35 pretty easily. Well, easily enough. Nothing's easy to produce, but the Americans can certainly mass produce them if they want. The Russians can't. Put that into perspective, you can understand exactly why they're fucked. But that's just what I'm going to say to you here. Not to be outdone here, but yeah. I've seen a lot of something I want to talk about here. I've seen a lot of talk about, Russia's pushing back, Russia is doing all that, Ukraine's losing. And now we have all these people on Twitter who used to support Ukraine and all that stuff, and they're always saying like, oh, look at America not giving us weapons and all that. And yes, I get it. America's not giving them enough weapons, and it's true. Congress is not passing the bill. They need to pass that bill. But Ukraine's not putting enough pressure. What am I saying? Listen, if you're in the schoolyard, okay, imagine you got that big bully. He's twice your size. Do you take a fist fight with that guy, or do you not? Or do you hit him in the crotch? Do you play dirty, or do you take the fist fight? Because the fist fight, you're gonna lose. You hit him in the crotch, you run away. You gotta play dirty, right? You gotta play dirty, or you ruin his life. Either way, you gotta play some dirty moves, because you're not gonna win up in an old-fashioned fist fight. The thing is, Ukraine's not gonna win in an old-fashioned fist fight against Russia. Russia simply has more, but they may win if they are willing to play a little bit more dirty. People say, well, that means they're corrupt. No, it doesn't mean they're corrupt. It just means they're dirty. Listen, if you say morals has something to do with it, no rules in war of fighting. No, exactly. There ain't no fucking rules. Except, don't nuke the other guys or don't, use gas and all that stuff. But it's war rules, right? But yeah, so as far as I understand, there's no exactly rule book as to what you can really do. I should try and add rules to both. Yeah, the fact that Ukraine is trying to listen to the American society and saying, listen, we're not going to do all this stuff because, well, then we're going to lose confidence in the Western world. I'll tell you why. Because most of the Western world don't believe in playing dirty. All these European leaders, many of them has gotten into leadership by playing dirty. Seems to think that Ukraine playing dirty is the reason to why it's just to saying, oh, look at Ukraine, they're corrupt, No, there's no such thing as being corrupt in a war. Okay, there's no such thing as being corrupt in a war. Everyone says you shouldn't make deals with the mafia. Okay, a government shouldn't make deals with the mafia doing war times and all that stuff. Okay, tell that to America, because America made deals with World War II. Made deals in World War II with the mafia. Okay? America made deals with the mafia in World War II to protect their ships in harbors. That's what they did. You say to me, that's playing, what do you want to say? You say that's wrong, you say that's corruption. I say it is playing the right game, benefiting off the idea that you can win because there isn't really a rule. You gotta play a little bit more dirty, and you gotta stop giving up. These Ukrainian people think they gotta give up. Stop, okay? You don't have to give up. There's chances for you to win it. Trust me, there's always a chance. You can always win. There is always a chance to win. There is always something you can do. Okay. Hong Kong has increased its purchase. 86, welcome in. Hong Kong has increased its purchase of Russian diamonds fivefold. The figure rose to a record 252 million. As a result, it was among the top 5 largest importers for the first time since 2017. The Faroe Islands have recently gone into a deal with the Russians. I think it was some kind of fishing deal they've gone into with the Russians. Funny thing is, Denmark owns the Faroe Islands, and we haven't said anything. Here's my point of view. Fuck off. We don't do deals with Russia. Okay? You're part of Faroe Islands. You're part of Denmark. We don't do deals with Russia. You don't deal with Russia. Okay? Greenland ain't gonna be out here doing deals with Russia. You know? I'm just saying. There's no reason for it. Makes absolutely no sense. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. Look at this. Help Ukraine and show the world that no one can violate international law. Make the same mistakes that led to World War II. In World War II, we were too weak to act when the Germans put soldiers into the Rhinelands. The Rhinelands was a demilitarized zone. The Germans weren't allowed to put soldiers in there. And Hitler ordered his soldiers to go in there once again. Did the Western world do something and say, no, you can't do that, that's part of international law? No. We didn't. Because we foolishly thought that we could avoid a war with a piece of paper. It simply doesn't work. These people, they don't understand diplomatic. Putin doesn't understand diplomatic papers. The only language he speaks is violence. So we'll give him some violence. Good old-fashioned American violence. Gaza Health Minister spokesperson says about 45% of casualties in the war has been children. Oh, shut the fuck up. Really? 45% of the casualties has been children? Really? Shut the fuck up. Will you fucking stupid piece of shit? That's fucking... That is the most untruthful fucking shit ever. You cannot tell me that 45% of all casualties has been children. Oh, fuck off. Really? You know, that's such bullshit. 45%. Bullshit. Bullshit. What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, 45%. Did you know that about 90% of the casualties in the war so far has been children? Huh? Did you know that? And I tell you what. Oh, fuck off. That's not true. No, it's not true. And if you want to tell me it's true, you can fuck off. Hey, you can fuck off. Is she, oh my god, is she, without, but say, can I show that? No, I can't. Can I? Does she have... No, she's got... Okay, I thought she didn't have any clothes on. That's why I got confused there. Because I thought she didn't have any clothes on at the start there. Because this is her skin color. Or, well, there you go. I said it. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is in pro-Israel march in the province of Papua, Indonesia, next to Papua New Guinea. What? And that's an Israeli flag. Well, huh? See, here's a society that understands. Here's a society that understands the truth. Here's a society that understands. Yeah. Not everyone's on anti-Israel commercial fucking roll right now. I had someone tell me that Israel is the one who's killed the most children. And I tell you what, that's bullshit. Again, Israel's not the ones that's killed the most children. The bomb that fell in the Shafir hospital, who do you think that bomb was? You think that was Israeli or do you think that was Hamas? Take a good guess. Israel has spent billions and billions upon their rockets. Their rockets don't fail. The rocket that landed on the Gaza hospital failed. Israel rockets don't fail. Hamas rockets fail. Okay? Think about that for a second. Erdogan says Israel has carried out atrocities and massacres that will shame the whole of humanity. Jesus Christ. It won't shame me. I'm good. Jesus. Okay, let's see here. Hamas chief Sinwar fled Gaza City at the start of the war via humanitarian aid convoy to Khan Yushin area. IDF estimated he's still there. Okay. What a leader, huh? What a leader. Fled the whole thing. Not 200. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Whole goddamn not Bitcoin. The whole goddamn thing is going downwards. That's it. I don't know why Bitcoin was boycotting of the Polish quarter. You know those trucks right there. It's still going on, but some countries are picking up on it. Now they're trying to. Holy shit! It's hot in here. They're trying to boycott it, right? Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that. Oh, look at that. A woman tries to harass a Jewish riding the subway in London. She fails miserably. They start singing. Oh, you know she. Yeah, you know she fucked up because she got that blue hair. Listen, anybody who's got blue hair, you know, she's fucked up in the first place. Who the fuck goes out in the morning, says, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to paint my hair blue. Listen, I get that it may look good on some people, but trust me, it doesn't, okay? Don't paint your hair blue, for God's sake. You're allowed to do so if you really want to. Just giving you some fashionable advice here. Keep your hair the color it is, okay? Natural. That's better. Much better. Much like the natural look. Stop painting your goddamn hair blue. Let's see, blue hair, right there. Hey, you know she's fucked up, right? You're probably not all the way there. You see that they're not taking it anymore. And that's good. Listen, you don't take harassment. Okay? Ain't no one gonna go up to you and harass you. You started harassing them, well then they're gonna start harassing you. And they weren't even harassing her. She says that she's probably gonna come out of the store saying she was harassing her. They were just singing. You know? They were just singing. They're not gonna hit people. That's exactly what they've done. I'm telling you right now, a lot of the people that's Israeli, they've gone on buses. They've started hitting people. They've done all these things. Terrible things. Semitic things that really, really sucks. Now, I will be honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and say that there's been innocent things happening from the Jewish world as well. Because there has been Islamic phobia. The whole world turning into this Islamic phobia, anti-Semitic kind of world. And I fucking wish for none of it. Okay? Let's not turn this goddamn world into a racist place. There's no reason to be Islamic phobic, and there's no reason to be anti-Semitic. Okay? No reason. Because the reality is, we only got one Earth. Okay? There's no reason to be racist at all. Just saying. No reason. No reason at all. Jesus Christ. The U.S. presidential election poll. Trump 47%, Biden 43%, Wall Street Journal. So even criminals can run for office nowadays. Well, we got Biden in office, so we already kind of knew that, didn't we? No, it was... oh yeah, a Saudi prince, I'm not aware what his name was, because his name is really, really long, but it was a Saudi prince that died, passed away, some time ago. Not sure how to feel about that. I don't know. I don't got a lot of love for those Saudis. Reason why I don't, go look up some of the history they've done some things that ain't really exactly prideful. But I guess they are some of the only countries trying to turn it around. So it's kind of like a mixed relationship. You know, it's kind of like a tough love kind of relationship in some areas. But they've done some things that ain't really exactly the most beautiful thing ever. Jesus Christ. I got this dog barking in the background. China, oh, sorry. Active military personnel. Oh, really? Jesus Christ. But that's like, all right, 0.6, right? 0.6, 1.2. Jesus Christ, man. Hey, relax, man. Calm down, sir. What's happening, sir? Calm down. Oh, sore. Savi. I don't know. How are you? Long time no see. You too, well. How are you doing? It's good to see ya. Oh my god. Oh, look at that. A large EU flag is unveiled at pro-EU demonstration and typically see in the run-up to the European Council decision of whether to grant Georgia a candidate status. Well, oh, there we go. That's not exactly what I want to do. Look at that big flag there. There's hope for Europe yet. I think Georgia should be, and I also think Georgia should be part of NATO. Why? Because I want to stick it to Russians. I want to stick it right up where the sun doesn't shine. And then further up. I mean, there's somebody screaming in the background there. Great times. Giant, though. I mean, this is a huge, huge flag. Got any interesting planes up? I'm trying to go over exactly. Oh yeah, I guess we could talk about that. There's been some boycotting lately. There's coming out these things right here where Jack Magazine will reflex or figure out how. Well, that's a great mystery, Savi. You know, that's the great mystery. I tell you what it is, Savi. It's called weak leadership. Czech magazine Reflex has proposed a design for Olympic outfits for Russian athletes at the 2024 Paris Olympics. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Well, that's wow. Okay, yeah. That's a graphic one. Well, if you don't know what it means, use your imagination. It's colorful. This whole boycotting of Russia to the Olympics, it's true. I don't think they need to go there because I don't think they need to be part of anything that happens in Europe when we don't like the fact that they are in Europe in the first place. You know, so no, thank you. I don't know. I don't like it. You know, I don't think it's like why you know why. I mean, we have to imagine it, right? Well, I hope they don't. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, I saw this video earlier today. So a Chinese ship fired powerful blast of water by using water cannons towards Philippine government vessels. Now, if you think this is the first time of a many long years of provocation, you're dead wrong, gentlemen. You are dead wrong. This is not the first time, and it will never be the last time. This is a Chinese vessel. This is a Chinese, the CCP Chinese whatever. So yeah, this right here is a Chinese vessel, and that's a Philippine government boat right there, as you can see. That one as well. But they're using water cannons to push them out of the area because China has claimed the sea of pretty much claimed the Yellow Sea. Well, not the Yellow Sea, the East Chinese Sea. You know where it is, the sea just outside the exclusion zone from the Philippines. The funny thing is, that exclusion zones is not part of Chinese control. It is actually part of the Filipino. I can't speak. The Filipino. I think you say. Exclusive economic zone, and also it's part of their international. It's also its international waters in the first place. But China's actually been spotted going all the way into the Filipino economic zones, is actually the area in where a country is allowed to profit off the products which are in the oceans, the fish and all that. And when you're pushed out of that area, that means that you technically have a Chinese ship encroaching on your territory, firing upon, your ship, your government ship, with water cannons, and that technically is a firing upon enemies. So it technically, and it always will be, and I will always hate them for doing that. And people keep saying, "Oh, Japan, they released all that radiation," and do you think really, honestly, you think Japan is the worst part of Asia? Because the only worst part of Asia is China, okay? Not the people. No, the government. Again, it's always the fucking government, okay? It's fucking bullshit. It is starting to look like a factual statement when you look at what's going on. 80% are plain stupid. Well, I think that statement is I don't know. I don't think people are stupid. I think people genuinely just want to live a life without having to worry about the circumstances around the world, without thinking about politics, really just living a life. People call people that just want to live a life like idiots, and I think that's wrong, okay? People that want to live a life, people that want to live, just a normal everyday life, is not an idiot, okay? They're just people. Like there's always have been people, okay? So, no, I don't think 80% of people are plain stupid. I think the people that are running our governments are plain stupid because they live in this fantasy world. The governments of the Europeans and the Western world lately have become this dream world. They live in this fantasy world. The only stupid people that exist in our countries right now are the fucking leaders who appear to not know how to lead the fucking country. But, okay, that's my opinion. I like this one. Look at that. Oh no. Russian ass kicker, in a different way. Reagan, tough on communism. This motherfucker right here is a Russian ass kisser. Now, these are two different things. I'll leave you to figure it out. This guy, he likes to kick ass. This guy, he likes to kiss ass. If you get what I'm saying. Putin, he likes Trump because he likes to kiss his. Can't do that, can I? Well, that's because people just. Well, that's because you get that patriotic speech savvy. I'll keep saying it, If you really want to make a change, stop looking for the patriotic speech. That speech when they go up on the stage and they go, "We'll make America great again. We'll make, we'll do all these things and we'll make America. Listen, here's the thing. Here's the reality of the situation. You gotta start listening to the people who are actually giving you answers as to how they're gonna change your goddamn country. Competent people. People that also wants to point out one other thing. Let's kick out the goddamn representatives, because apparently the only people who aren't really doing anything for the country right now is the goddamn Congress. So why not pick a new Congress? That I think you should start there. But that's just my opinion. No. You know. But I could be wrong. Been wrong before. Just doesn't happen very often. Ooh. Hamas is surrendering in rows. Hamas is done, gentlemen and gentlemen. However, there has been a recent invasion of the southern part here. As far as I understand, the Israelis are still at the hunt of the left Hamas. Okay, the people that are left of Hamas. Take a look at it. Here you have it. This is the later Israeli movement. Now you can see around here they've pretty much stopped moving in these areas here. Been a small incursion right here, but this is pretty much, they've pretty much stopped moving here. Of course, there are still Hamas fighters left. It is limited, and of course, they are very short on supplies. I'd imagine many of them are giving up supplies, and many of them are surrendering in droves, realizing the fight is over. This is the recent invasion of the southern part, as the ceasefire has not simply existed anymore. Hostages are being released in some sort of manner. But, Khan Yushin, which is here, this is where the reason why Israel is here is actually because they believe that the leader, Sinwar, Hamas leader, Sinwar, blah, 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 is somewhere in this city, or he's left the country. As far as that, we don't understand. I don't think he's left the country. The reason why I'll tell you why is because most of the Arab coalition, which is consisting of Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Liberia, all these, Yemen, all these countries that came out in support of Hamas. Many of them came out in support of Hamas and all that stuff. Many of them, through back channels, have told Israel to get rid of Hamas because they're not domestically important to them anymore. Tell you why, because in reality, nobody really likes each other in the Middle East. They only like each other when it actually benefits them. Other than that, they're not going to start liking each other. It doesn't work like that in the Middle East. It's not like us that have a mutual friendship. No, but, yeah. Woo. Russia calls flooding of Hamas tunnels a war crime. Destroying terrorist tunnels, war crime. Destruction of Karakovka the dam power station, not a war crime. So yeah, take a look at that, right? They call it a war crime. Oh, that's such a war crime. How dare you? Right? How dare you? It's such a war crime. But flooding a city with 600,000 people, or as far as I understand, that was the effect of what that flooding actually took place in. That's not a war crime. No. But flooding a tunnel full of terrorists is what? A war crime? No. I mean, it's quite the difference. It's quite the difference. Yeah. Romania welcomes amendments to Ukraine law on national minorities. Okay. It's kind of like a spin-off of what's actually there. But yeah. Let Gaza live. I didn't know if this biker liked Joe Biden getting this close to his wife. He's got some. He's smelling hair again, gentlemen. He's smelling hair. Ooh, is that some hair over there I smell? Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go watch to see if there's got some flash news here. Usually he's got something for us. Flash news. The man, the myth, the legend. He's not got anything for us today. That's all right. We can figure something else out. We'll go around it. We'll go around it. Zelensky signs anti-corruption laws on implement EU recommendations. Yeah. Right. That doesn't mean you can't, play dirty. Listen, I'm not trying to make Zelensky or Ukraine a little bit more dirty, but I'm trying to say, you got to put some pressure on him. You got to put some pressure on him. Because if you don't get if you don't get the thing you want the first time, you go back one more time, put some pressure on it. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. That one right there was a. So that one right there, right, was a white woman got on her knees to kiss the feet of what appears to have been anti-Israeli, or I think this was actually an older clip. I think it's a clip for like a. I mean, no, he just sounded like he's speaking some kind of Arabic there in the background, so it's probably some kind of kissing feet of somebody who's not fighting in Palestine. I don't know. I don't know what it is. They act like this is their God given will. I wouldn't kiss those feet. Don't know where they've been. I wouldn't kiss anybody's feet. Okay? Why the fuck are you kissing people's feet in the first place? And shoes? Really? No idea where those shoes has been. This disgusts the shit out of me. You don't know. Jesus Christ. I mean, why are people demonstrating like this? Like this is gonna do a difference? And people come up and they give out their shoe and they're like, yeah, I deserve this. I saw another woman one time that said, if you're white, you have to ask my permission to speak. Otherwise, I'm not gonna let you speak in front of me. Listen, I'm not racist, but if you're telling me that I have to ask your permission to speak because I'm white, how the fuck are you not racist? And then you say to me, oh, that's not racist. Wow, how is that not racist? I'm just pointing it out. Listen, I'm not, I like the controversial topics here, guys, but I'm just being honest with you. You tell me that I have to ask your permission to speak because I'm white and you're black. I will tell you, you're pretty racist. I saw that video there. That's pretty racist, dude. I don't know what you're doing, okay? That's pretty racist. I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest with you. It's a little racist, okay? Controversial? No, it's not. It's true, okay? There's so many people nowadays that take they think like having respect is something that you've earned. Okay? No. There's no such thing as being given respect. You earn respect. Okay? honestly, you know what I wish? I wish that they would stop turning, being gay or being black in America and all this stuff. The politicians that are worst because they turn it into their political party. They go around, they say, I support gay people, I support blacks in America. And it's like, what are you talking about? If you really want to get rid of it, stop talking about it. Okay? You think every transgender person in the whole goddamn world wants to be turned into some poster boy project? Some poster boy project where they're plastered on the top page and the whole country's debating whether or not it's okay. Listen, why are you even caring about it in the first place? Stop caring about it. Okay? Stop talking about it. I've met a transgender person. Many times have I seen people who are transgender. Never once have I blinked an eye and thought, that's weird. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a fuck what you want to be. Do what you want to do, man. I don't care. Reality is, we need to stop turning them into some kind of poster project. Because I tell you what, most transgender people don't want to be turned into some political project where they can be, where they can be used for money or used for votes. All they want to do is live a life. They just want to live a life just like you and me. They're not different from you and me. They think differently. That's just how it is. They think differently. Also, everyone thinks differently. We're all different. Nobody is the fucking same. When they come out and say, listen, man, we're all the same. Nobody's the same. Okay? It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian. It doesn't matter. You're not the same. Because you don't think the same. The world would be a boring place if we all thought the same. Wouldn't it? I mean, it would be very boring. I'll tell you what, if I ever get to become a politician, if I do, which I don't intend, but if I do, I will not use, me saying, I support gay people, I support all that, as a way of means to get into, or get picked for my, whatever, campaign. You know what I would say? I'd say I support the idea that we can have a welfare system that works. We can have money for people that need money. We need to focus on the idea of defense budgets. We need to protect our country. We need to increase social security. Those sort of things. The important things. Because people don't care about the other things. Of course they want to support it out and everything. But they don't, all this thing about caring and all that stuff, you have to, it's like, why not just let why not just let those people live in peace? Stop talking about it. Ask Morgan Freeman. You ask Morgan Freeman, he's going to say the same thing. Stop talking about it. Okay? Live on. Because I'm honestly sick and tired of it. The reason why I'm here saying all this stuff, guys, is I'm fucking sick and tired of it. Okay? Because every single day of my life right now, I go on Twitter, I go on TikTok, I see someone post something racist, something homophobic, something anti-Islamic, anti-Jewish, anti-whatever, and it sickens me. Stop talking about it. Stop giving a fuck. Why are you giving a fuck in the first place? It's not your fucking place to give a fuck. It doesn't fucking matter. If they want to be gay, they want to be fucking gay. Okay? It doesn't fucking matter what the fuck they want to be. Stop talking about it. I'm just saying. Like, ask anybody. The extremists, the people, who go around, who go up on the stage in Congress, and they go to the Congress floor and they go, we want respect. We want respect. They're not, you think most gay people, most people part of the LGBTQ community goes around saying, oh, look at these people. We support these people. 90% of them don't like those people. You know why? Because they are the ones that continue to talk about being gay as if it's something special or different. They don't want that. All they want to do is live a life. Loving who they want to love. Being who they want to be. Okay? So, extremists, you said, I'm not calling the LGBTQ community or the organization extremist. I'm calling the people who go on top of stage with their blue hair and yelling at the politicians. Those guys, those are the extremists. Okay? Because there's always a group that ruins everything. Gaza, they're trapped in there, but do you really think that most people inside Gaza, Palestinian people living inside Gaza, likes Hamas? Do you honestly believe that people living inside Gaza still to this day supports Hamas? Because I'll bet you 90% of the answers will be fuck no. Okay? Fuck no. Nobody likes the extremists. Okay? Extremists always ruin it for everybody else because they think they're right, but in most of the times, they're fucking wrong. Most of the time, they bring up problems that didn't need to be brought up. They do things that don't need to be done. Okay? They disrupt things. They do stupid things. I mean, I'm just saying. You don't agree with me? That's fine. I'm just being honest with you. That's my honest to God thought. And the reason why I'm saying it, most people say you can't say that anymore on the internet, and I say I can. I say I'm allowed to say it because I think it's a fair and very agreeable opinion, because I think a lot of people's gonna agree with what I'm saying. A lot of people already agree with what I'm saying. Okay? It's not like I'm saying something that's extremely controversial. I'm just saying something. Saying things. But yeah. Disagree or not. Facts stand on business. Yeah. Bryson, how are you? Welcome. Parachute. There you have it. You're doing great. That's good to hear. The world's not doing too good, no. No, I'm just sick and tired of all this racist stuff on TikTok and Twitter and all that stuff. I just wish it would end, All I want to do is live in peace, man. I just want I want a peaceful world. In a world that focuses upon the idea of betterment of the human race. But no, we gotta have war. We gotta kill each other, But, other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. Really? Look at that. So, that's reassuring. So, Kadiga, president of Howard University. There's no anti-Israeli bias at Harvard. That's reassuring. While she's wearing that scarf. I think it looks edited. I'm not sure she's actually wearing that scarf. But yeah. Looks a little edited, doesn't it? I don't know. There's been a lot of anti stuff happening in Harvard, so I don't know. The president of the University of Pennsylvania is resigning. God damn. I would too, honestly, to God. It's a lot of pressure nowadays. It's a lot of pressure. Yeah, I heard that, Bryson, but the thing is, Israel's already Israel's already at war with Yemen. Well, not Yemen. They're actually at war with Houthis. They're at war with the Iranian-backed Houthis working inside of Yemen, not Yemen. Oh, please don't bring me New York Prepper stuff. Listen, he knows sometimes, but I don't like New York Prepper because the factor is Israel's not at war with Yemen. Okay, that's misinformation. They're not at war with Yemen. Yemen is not at war with Israel. Israel is at war with the Iranian-backed Houthis, a terrorist organization working with inside of Yemen. Yemen has been in a civil war, I think, since 2014. So those Houthis, the Iranian-backed Houthis, has used the weak state of Yemen to operate inside of Yemen. They are the ones who actually declared war on Israel. Israel didn't declare war on them. They declared war on Israel. Israel's already at war with them. Therefore, it's technically allowed to. They are, in many ways, I'd say, allowed to strike back. Because the Houthis has already, actually struck and fired multiple ballistic missiles towards Israel many times. So, yeah, I think it's fair enough that Israel wants to strike back. The only problem is, much like Hamas, the Yemen Houthis, the Iranian-backed Houthis, like to hike among the civilians, and again, it's like using civilians for your protection is apparently the new orange in the Middle East. Apparently, it is. It's not. I don't know. Apparently, it is. Jesus Christ. I'm good. Lee, what do I think about Lee? Lee, listen, Lee, he gets mad a lot, but listen, he's alright, He's one of those guys that the things he says is most likely true, but he's one of those guys that yells a lot. I don't know. He's all right. But yeah. Oh my God. Well, listen, you know, the the fact that New York Prepper is saying that Yemen is at war with Israel is fake news. Because that's what he'll do. He will tell you something that's vaguely true, then he'll put his own spin on it, which is what he does every single time. So sorry, but no, it's not true. Yemen is not at war with Israel. They're not at war with Israel. The Iranian-backed Houthis are at war with Israel. They are operating inside of Yemen, but Yemen is not at war with Israel. That is to point it out, because there would be a completely different story, Javelin. Yeah, because then things would really be popping off, Oh, right. Well, you're welcome, Bryson, but it's a lot of misunderstanding out there of what's actually happening. It's not always easy to understand what's happening, and yeah, you have to always when you get any kind of information, have a grain of salt on it, because it's hard to believe anybody when it comes to news, because nobody can be completely right. They can only be as right as everybody else, you know? When Ukraine tells you something, it tends to be true because they have no reason to lie. You also have to think about who, you know. You go in New York because he was saying it was supposedly that was what he says is true. No, but yeah, Yemen is not a war. Listen, it's because a lot of people on Twitter started saying that Yemen was a war with Israel, but they're not. Yemen actually has nothing to do with the situation in Israel. They're not. They have no interest. But the factor is, Yemen technically isn't a country right now. It really isn't. I mean, it's in civil war, you know. And inside a civil war, there really isn't a unified state. So technically, it's not even a country right now. So it's not even any sort of official government that can actually declare war. So yeah. The only problem, of course, is Lebanon. But as far as we understand right now, they're not going to war at all. The generic prepper, he you know what he'll do? He'll put a nuclear explosion as his thumbnail to make people click on his video, and that's one of the things you got to worry about because the factor is, there isn't a nuclear explosion that's ever happened in Ukraine, and it's not going to happen. It actually, I don't think it will. No. The new war that's actually brewing in the South American theater is the Guyana Venezuela war, occurring to this right here, this little corner right here. It is borderline fear porn with some channels. It really is, Ocean. That's true. And this right here, gentlemen, is actually a separate sort of independent. I guess call it an independent country. It's kind of just a self-governed area. That right there is the country of Guyana, whatever. And this right here is what this country wants to have part of it. They want to unify Guyana, whatever. I can't say Guyana, something like that. Venezuela wants to also, guess what? Unify this right here, this part right here. Why? Well, there's a lot of oil. First of all, Venezuela already has some of the biggest oil deposits, some of the biggest gold and blah, blah, blah deposits in the world. They really have a chance of getting really rich. They're just really, really corrupt. The most dangerous city in the world actually is in Venezuela, Guyana who? Whatever. Guyana who? I don't know. It's crazy what these people do for views nowadays. Yeah. It is not, it's the same thing with politicians. Goes back to what I was saying before, Politicians will say anything, they'll bring up old wounds, Because as soon as there's like a small bit of like release of racism in America, some politician would go out and say, all this racism, It's like, listen, it wouldn't have racism if every single politician would stop using it as their way to get in and get votes. You wouldn't have homophobia, okay? If every politician would fucking stop talking about it as their way to get votes. Sorry, that's just my opinion. I'm not, I'm not some liberal vote kind of guy. I'm just somebody who genuinely believes that I think that's what people want. They honestly just want to live a life, not to be treated as some kind of special case. Poster boy, if you want. Anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. That right there, right? So this right here is the Guyana exclusion zone. And that right here, of course, includes that. That would mean that Venezuela would be having the ability to claim this right here, or at least that's what Venezuela claims. That would mean covering this right here. This is all oil places. We view it as so bad. Why are people crashing our borders? Because Mexico is even worse, Ocean. You know, believe it or not, Mexico, South America, all those countries are even fucking worse. Have you ever been to Brazil, Venezuela? The most dangerous city in the world, meaning crime, is in Venezuela. Okay, just saying. You think you have it bad in America? People in South America, they have it a lot fucking worse. But anyways, Venezuela wants this. They've recently put up a referendum, right? They've voted on it, and they've now said that they actually own this. They're probably going to attempt to claim it by military force. However, there is a third player in this clusterfuck of munitions here. We have it. It is called Brazil. Brazil is the larger power, the major player, the one with the bigger military. Brazil's already put a lot of soldiers. It's put a brigade, the Jungle Brigade, about 2,000 soldiers, along with heavy armor vehicles, up along its border. It's believed that it will possibly go to defend or either claim it by itself. I'm not aware. It's kind of hard to understand these people, but as far as we understand right now, Guyana, which doesn't really have the capabilities to actually, claim his back, or even, in some cases simply haven't been able to have a moment of silence to be able to claim this back here. You can also see that it has a lot of agricultural purposes. It has a lot of rivers running through it compared to Guyana, which really doesn't. It's a ton of, they live in peace here. This is actually, if you were to go somewhere where there isn't a lot of like crime or anything like that, it's actually this right here. The latest Brazilian response. So you have it right here. For more news about the Venezuelan attempts to annex 74% of the territory of his neighboring state, Ghana. So I'm going to go to Vicegrad, see what he has about it. But yeah, this is the main reason. Main reason is always oil resources. You know how it is. Main reason is always oil and resources. That's always how it is. He probably has something about it here. Oh yeah, look at that. This one is something, I want to talk about this as well. The Houthi rebels in Yemen today announced that they will start attacking all ships that which are on the way to or departing Israeli ports. They are trying to use narrow Bab al-Mandab Strait to impose a maritime blockade of Israel. So this right here, what's the latest in flight, sir? Give me a second. So this right here, of course, also is the reason as to why the Iranian-backed howitz needs to be eradicated, or at least be taught a lesson, because they're actually attacking civilian ships. They're attacking commercial merchant ships traveling through the strait, which has nothing to do with the war. They're simply conducting business, and they are normal, everyday people trying to make a living. So yeah, have it as you may. Those Iranian-backed howitz are not exactly nice people. Okay. They are not nice people. Well, Russia is moving a lot of resources out of China still. So Russia is still flying military planes into China, despite China saying it's not giving any military equipment to Russia. It still is. Don't get it wrong. It still is. Okay, so let me see. I think there probably was. Oh, yeah, we have this one as well. Israel announced that the U.S. won't take action against the Houthi threats against international maritime trade around the Bab el-Mandab Strait. Israel will. That was the tweet that you wanted to read, right? And that was the thing we wanted to talk about. Let me just search up this Venezuela thing here so we can get a bearing on it. Whew. Okay. Okay.
Guyana lay claim to this piece of land, causing geopolitical tension in the area. When Spain created the
Right. Let's go on YouTube, and I'll find a video for you to watch what's actually happening in Venezuela and what you'll get a understanding of why and what's happening. By the way, the U.S. has actually announced military drills with Guyana following tensions with Venezuela. The U.S. has announced military flight, surveillance flights, actually just outside of Guyana. They've also announced drills. So the U.S. is actually in the region. But yeah. This one right here. NBC News has got something here. Let's watch it. Give you some understanding of what's happening. Yeah, it's an ad. It's not the video, don't worry. It wasn't this I'm trying to show you.
Tonight, tensions rising between two neighboring South American countries as Venezuela threatens to annex more than half of the country of Guyana.
This is a direct threat to Guyana's territorial integrity, sovereignty, and political independence.
As a century-old dispute is reignited over an oil-rich territory known as the Essequibo region, a stretch of land that in the 1840s, an international tribunal of arbitration decided it belonged to Guyana. But Venezuela has always disputed that decision.
When Hugo Chavez was
Guyana.
alive, he actually put an additional star on the flag of Venezuela, an 8th star, which represents the quote-unquote stolen district of the Essequibo, to remind the Venezuelan people that it's a constant issue for them.
In 2015, following the discovery of oil reserves off the Essequibo's coast, Venezuela's interest in the territory intensified. Venezuela's Nicolás Maduro holding a referendum vote this week, with a majority approving to claim ownership over the Essequibo. Maduro also asking the Venezuelan state oil company to begin drilling.
What Maduro is trying to do is open up Guyanese territory for international exploitation by providing licenses from Venezuela. This is a new development, and seeking international partners.
In an effort to de-escalate tensions, Brazil's President Lula da Silva calling for a peaceful solution.
Nós não precisamos de guerra, nós não precisamos de conflito. O que nós precisamos é construir a paz.
His call for peace coming a day after Brazil's army announced it was mobilizing troops to its northern border, which it shares with both Guyana and Venezuela. Those living in the region feeling helpless.
Nobody, indigenous people, are not prepared for any takeover. Nobody has informed us, actually. Now it is being put up.
So, as you heard right there, Brazilian troops at the border with Venezuela and Guyana. Guyana. This right here is actually pictures from inside Escobico, or what they say. And this is what I was talking about. These people are quite peaceful people. I mean, these are people who don't have actually any interest in the oil in the region, but they're threatened because some bigger powers who have bigger militaries or who have more interest in the oil in the region wants that oil so they can get richer for themselves. And it's greedy, and it's this thing that happens. People don't want to live in peace. They can never really live in peace, because there's always somebody eyeing their eye.
On the table by us here as leaders, trying to inform our people of the dangers that is above us.
Guyana now betting on support from the international community, including the United States.
We absolutely stand by our unwavering support for Guyana's sovereignty.
A dispute to control a remote territory rich in natural resources and symbolic for both countries. And this afternoon, the U.S. Embassy in Guyana informing that the U.S. Southern Command will begin flight operations inside of Guyana, indicating that these exercises will enhance the security partnership between the U.S. and Guyana as the dispute between Guyana and Venezuela continues.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
So there you have it. Thank you, NBC News, not ABC. NBC. Yeah. There you have it. That's pretty much a breakthrough of what's going on. Not a good situation. Okay. So here's the rundown. Azerbaijan, Armenia could be going to war. Azerbaijan has moved forces up towards the Armenian border again. Venezuela and Brazil, very much tensionized. Guyana as well. They got a lot of tensions happening right now. Ukraine, Russia, is out of war. Israel looking to expand, or not expand, but maybe be having to expand. Whole Middle East is becoming a fuckfest. China is flying spy balloons over Taiwan. Encouraging on international encouraging on exclusive territorial waters of Philippines, and being annoying as always. North Korea and South Korea is pretty much an attention of war, as North Korea is continuing to push its troops and heavier equipment up to the border, opening up guard posts and other things. North Korea is being annoying as always. So yeah, good time, right? Good times. All right, see you later, Ocean. Thanks for stopping by. See you another time. The invasion of Crimea is coming, by the way. Keep it tuned, because it is coming. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head out of here. I am heading out of here. What do you think the possibilities are for a nuclear war? The only nuclear power I am afraid of that would be loose enough to actually fire off a nuclear weapon and causing a chain reaction would be North Korea. If North Korea attacks and it starts to lose, Kim Jong-un is willing to fire off nuclear weapons. Other than that, no, I don't think anybody else is going to fire nuclear rockets. Right now, there's no sense at all for Putin to fire any nuclear weapons. Absolutely, there's no reason for Putin to fire any nuclear weapons right now. The only reason anybody would fire would be North Korea if they were to start losing. Because that's just how unhinged, North Korea is. And Kim Jong-un. But that's for the future, The U.S. would have to get involved in that fight, by the way, as well. So that would be the U.S. at war with North Korea. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for being here. I have to leave now. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. But I gave you a pretty good rundown of what's happening here. Well, I think I did. I think I'm going to be ready with a bit more of a put-together stream tomorrow. Sorry, I was a little late today because it was my cousin's birthday and I had all kinds of things happening today, so I was a little busy. But yeah, I'll be in touch tomorrow with a bit more of a put-together stream so we can actually have a better rundown of the streams. So hopefully you'll be to enjoy that. Anyways, have a good time. Thanks for stopping by.